Did you turn it on? All right, this is Spode. Guess what we're doing today? Buskin Lodge in Alberta, looking for a great big thing. Buskin Lodge in Alberta, then I'm gonna sing. When I find a great big thing, I'm a really happy guy. Buskin Lodge in Alberta, under the Alberta sky. Buskin Lodge in Alberta, going from town to town. Buskin Lodge in Alberta, sharing what I found. When I find a nifty thing, I'm a very happy guy. Buskin Lodge in Alberta, under the Alberta sky. Buskin Lodge in Alberta, under the prairie sky. Hey, this is Spode. We're Buskin Lodge in Alberta. We're here at Innisfeil. We thought we were going to be busking in front of the giant, largest mechanical grizzly bear in the world, but it was locked up. I think it opens up later tonight for zoo lights or something. So then we said, well, heck, if we go around Innisfeil, we're bound to find something else cool to busk in front of, and look what we found. One of two of these things left in the world. One's in Belgium, and one's here in Alberta. This is in front of the Canadian Legion here in Innisfeil. I love the Legion. I've partied at many Legions in my day, both American Legion and Canadian Legion. And so that's what we're doing today. Let me get my notes and tell you a little bit about Innisfeil. All right, so here we are in Innisfeil. I got my notes. Matter of fact, it's so nice out here today. We might pick up a little wind noise, but oh well, can't do anything about that. But it's so nice out here today that I can read my notes with my sunglasses on with my one good eye. That's a pretty big miracle. So Innisfeil, we're home based out of Red Deer, so we always do everything from Red Deer. As it turns out, this is about 25 minutes south of Red Deer at the junction of Highway 2 and Highway 54. Highway 54, where are you? Population of about 8,000, plus or minus, you know. The economy, well, this is central Alberta, not southern Alberta, though when I look at the map, I see southern Alberta, but I've got it on good authority that this Calgary-Edmonton corridor is central Alberta. So this is central Alberta, and what are you going to have? You're going to have agriculture, you're going to have oil and gas, and here in Innisfeil, tourism. I think Innisfeil, if you could probably spend as much vacation money as you had here in Innisfeil. They've got this cool farm kind of thing, jungle farm or something. They've got this wildlife park with the world's largest grizzly bear. Lots of stuff. They've got lakes, they've got trails, they've got bowling alleys, they've got ice skating rinks, they got, I think, a swimming place. Pretty cool. So, so famous people here in Innisfeil. Well, this is central Alberta. What do they have in central Alberta? They have three famous NHL hockey players. You got an NHL coach. I think the coach actually won a Stanley Cup, so he's a pretty big guy. Then I had on my notes a famous musician guy and a famous singer gal. And I thought, well, maybe I should give them some respect. And I looked up, I dug a little deeper. This musician guy, he really is world famous. I think Shane something with a G-A-A-L-A-A-S maybe. Anyway, Shane is big time. He's international, plays with people that you know. Shane's out there, he lives in LA. He's a big time guy, so he's a pretty famous guy to be from here. And then this female singer actress, She's legit too. She's world famous. She's done movies, she's done TV, she's done big time singing. Rebecca, I think it was. Anyway, I'm never going to remember all this stuff, even for the few minutes that I try to talk about it. But all of this stuff is there. Innisfeil, Wikipedia, famous people. And they have, those two people are decently famous. I mean, they're seriously famous. History, well, gee, this is central Alberta. Have we heard this before? Settled in the 1880s, 1860s, 1870s. 1891, the railroad came through, started building up. 1903, it was incorporated. A lot of towns were incorporated in 19 to 1910. Pretty cool town, but the main thing I learned from my research is that this is a really, really nice tourist town. They've got lots of stuff. If you had a week, you could probably do a week here, at least like a work week. And if you had more, you could probably do more here. Oh, random facts. I always try to find out a random fact. A random fact from Innisfeil is that they're the home of the best, most famous skydiving company in Canada. Who knew? If you're going to skydive in Canada and you want to do the best, you come to Innisfeil and you do the skydiving school. Otherwise, you have the biggest, largest mechanical grizzly bear. That was put on a oil derrick thing, pumper. It was 23 feet tall, weighs 10,500 pounds. It's at the Discovery Wildlife Park. It was a 14-year dream of Doug Boss, B-O-S, Bose. Valued at about $50,000. They took $40,000 in donations. I thought I saw lately that it had a hip replacement surgery, but I couldn't find that. Sometimes I look up stuff and AI finds it and then changes its mind and says, no, I was just kidding. So Innisfeil. So let's do a tune. So in Innisfeil, I was going to do something that I've wanted to do for a long time, but I haven't really felt like I could pull it off. But today, I'm going to try it. Many years ago, when I was cowboying in Montana, New Mexico, Wyoming, I met a cowboy named D. Cannon. D. Cannon, and D. Cannon was a pretty creative guy. And he was friends with Johnny Cash. And Johnny Cash taught D. Cannon a tune, and then D. Cannon says, well, I have a tune that I'd rather sing those lyrics to. And D. Cannon did that, and D. Cannon taught me that song, and I'm going to try to do this song for you. Now, I'm old. I know I look young, and I know I act young, and I know it seems like I'm young, but I'm not young, I'm old. So I can't get through this song all in one take, because it's a long song. And I don't even know if I can play my guitar and sing this song perfect, but I'm going to try. I'm not going to self-eliminate, I'm going to believe. So this is a song that Johnny Cash taught D. Cannon that I'm going to play for you for the very first time. As far as I know, I'm the only person that's ever thought of this, and I've never played it out like this, so this is going to be the first half of this song. Mama left home when I was 3, didn't leave much for his ma and me, just this old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. Now I don't blame him 'cause he ran and hid, but the meanest thing that he ever did was before he left, he went and named me Sue. Now he must have thought it was quite a joke, Got a lot of laughs from a lot of folks. It seemed I had to fight my whole life through. Some girl would giggle and I'd turn red. Some guy would laugh and I'd bust his head. You know, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. Well, I grew up quick and I grew up mean. My fists got hard and my wits got keen. I moved from town to hide my shame. But I made a vow to the moon and stars. I'd search the honky-tonks and bars and find the man that gave me that awful name. Well, it was Gatlinburg in mid-July. I just hit town and my throat was dry. I thought I'd stop and have myself a brew at an old saloon in a street of mud. There at a table dealing stud was the dirty mangy talk that named me Sue. Well, I knew that was my dear old dad from a worn-out picture my mama had. I recognized the scar on his cheek and his evil eye. He was big and bent and gray and old, and I looked at him and my blood ran cold, and I said, "How do you do? My name is Sue. Now you're gonna die." Woo! Oh, hey, dude. I'm gonna do the second half of it. I can't do the whole thing. I'm too... All right, well, I was gonna give you the bare facts right now. The bare facts, but I already gave you the bare facts. But I was tooling around on YouTube looking at groups, and I did find a new group to recommend. Now, this group's a little bit strange. They've been going for about 10 years now, 10, 11 years. They're a little bit out there, but musically, I would say they're kind of a retro pop with really contemporary lyrics, but their stage show and their videos are like so crazy. Anyway, I would recommend that you dip into steam-powered steam-powered giraffe. You'll either love them or hate them, but if you love them, you'll love them a lot. I like them a lot. Musically, I think they're really, really clever. So, when we last met our hero, he identified his dad at an old saloon in a street of mud. He introduced himself, and he told his dad that he was basically going to kill him. And this is the way our story progresses. Well, I hit him hard right between the eyes, and he went down, but to my surprise came up with a knife, cut off a piece of my ear. I broke a chair right across his teeth. He reached for it and a do 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 do. It was Gatlinburg in mid-July. Oops. We'll have to cut that one. I can give it 2 mistakes, but then I start getting confused. Okay, second part of Boy Named Sue by D. Cannon. I hit him hard right between the... Oops, do it again. I hit him hard right between the eyes, and he went down, but to my surprise came up with a knife, cut off a piece of my ear. I broke a chair right across his teeth. We crashed through the wall into the street, a gouging and a biting in the blood and the mud and the beer. Well, you know, I fought tougher men, but I don't really remember when he bit like a mule and he kicked like a crocodile. He Let me try it again. We'll just keep going through till I get it. How do you do? My name is Sue. Now you're gonna die. Well, I hit him hard right between the eyes and he went down. But to my surprise, came up with a knife, cut off a piece of my ear. I broke a chair right across his teeth. We crashed through the wall into the street, a gouging and a biting in the blood and the mud and the beer. Well, you know, I've fought tougher men, but I don't really remember when he bit like a mule and he kicked like a crocodile. Well, I heard him laugh and I heard him curse. He reached for his gun and I pulled mine first. He stood there looking at me and started to smile. He said, son, this world is rough, and if a man's gonna make it, he's gotta be tough. And I knew I wouldn't be there to see you along. So I gave you that name and I said goodbye. I knew you'd have to get tough or die, and it's that name that made you strong. Now you just fought one hell of a fight, and I know you hate me and you got the right to kill me now. I don't blame you if you do, but you should thank me before I die for the gravel in your gut and the spit in your eye, because I'm the son of a gun that named you Sue. Well, I put down my gun and I called him my pa. He called me his son, and I came away with a different point of view. And I think about it now and then, and every time I try and every time I win. And if I ever have a son, I'll name him Sue. Yeah, if I ever have a son, if God blesses me with a son, if I ever have a son, I'll name him Sue. Boy named Sue, Johnny Cash, D. Cannon, and Spode. All right, this is Spode, buskin large in Alberta. We're just finishing up here at Innisfeil. What a great day in front of the Canadian Legion, in front of this airplane. We still love the bear. The bear's still out there. If nothing else, maybe we'll come next year and in the summer and do the bear. But for now, I'm loving this episode. And we'll, thanks Kevin, thanks American Legion, thanks sunny, beautiful weather in like freaking October. And go Riders, go Mariners, and go Seahawks. Buskin Lodge in Alberta, looking for a great big thing. Buskin Lodge in Alberta, and I'm gonna sing when I find a great big thing. I'm a really happy guy. Buskin Lodge in Alberta, under the Alberta sky. Buskin Large in Alberta, this is Spode. See you next time.